news, ladies and gentlemen. The place I live in is top tier. Unfortunately, it's top tier for coronavirus restrictions. Welcome to Doctor Who Reviews. Hopefully, relieving my depression edition. And today's episode was selected randomly. It's the Armageddon Factor. And to discuss it with me are my two usual co-hosts. Firstly, to my virtual left, he dances like the marionettes swaying to the symphony of destruction. It's FreezingInferno.
Hey!
And to my virtual right, it's the end of the world as we know it, and she feels fine, allegedly. It's Concave Usurper, also known as Cat.
Hey!
So, another Tom Baker story.
Yeah, but before we get to that, I want to do a thing.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I want to do a plug of a friend of mine. Because you kids listening to this podcast might be interested in this. A friend of mine put out a book this weekend. Her name's Krista McTeer, and I hope I'm getting that name right. And she wrote a book called Back to the 11th Hour, which is a part critical analysis, part personal memoir, revisiting the first Matt Smith season from 2010. And I read it over the weekend, and it's a very good book. I'm also cited in it because of a blog post I did about the Matt Smith years, and it's just really nice to see a friend, a fellow Doctor Who critic, get published and get their words out there en masse. So if it's all right with you, Rainiac, we can put a link to the Amazon listing for the book.
It's absolutely fine with me, because I've shilled for other people on here in the past, so I would be a hypocrite if I said, no, you can't do that. So
yeah, for $5 you can get a pretty good book about the Matt Smith years and just personal recollection. You get a very good sense of Krista as a person and her likes. She loves stuff like the Beatles and My Little Pony and at one time Harry Potter.
Yay.
For the shit. Yeah, Kat, you'd like her. So
yeah, I also like the fact that more than likely she's going to make more money off this show than we are.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Very likely, guaranteed.
Guaranteed. Good job on you, Krista. You're getting the money. So
I mean, you've insured at least one $5 to the contribution from Kat, I think.
There you go. Yeah. So good job, Krista.
Check it out.
I'm proud of you. Looking forward to Series 6 when you get to it. So applause all around.
And she'll probably quote you in that as well, with your work on Madame Kavarian.
Well, she did quote me in the book as a footnote for her post on Time of Angels, since she briefly mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested in her Series 6 write-up because you don't understand, kids. I wrote a blog post last summer about the Kavarian arc, the Silence arc, and it is fucked. It is just embedded in my head for good now. Yeah. I am so invested in this shit. So I am really interested. Like,
and you know what? Drop me a link to that and I'll include that in the description as well, because that's a damn good blog post.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sure. Why not? We'll plug me too. Hey, it's plugging the Reddit.
And now you've made more money than we have for this as well.
How have I made money? I don't make money from my blog.
You don't get like a... No, of course you don't. No. It's a blog. Never mind.
It's a blog. It's not a book.
Brain not functioning today. So the Armageddon Factor then.
Well, you could always put like Google AdSense on there or something and make some money.
True.
Just you wait until I publish my 50,000 word exegesis / plot summary of Magical Girl bullshit. Then you're all fucked and I'm making that money.
Oh God.
But
the Armageddon Factor then.
Yeah, let's talk about the Armageddon Factor. So this was picked completely random by me using the Randomiser.net, which is kind of ironic because the Randomiser debuts at the end of the story.
Yep.
And this is not one I would have picked, to be honest with you, just because, well, it's the end of a story arc. This is the last story of season 16, which was the Key to Time season, which is a loose-ish story arc wherein the Doctor and his new companion, Romana, are tasked by the White Guardian to collect the 6 pieces of the all-powerful Key to Time so that the Guardian can briefly stop the universe and repair the cosmic balance between good and evil and whatnot. So, over the previous 5 stories, we've had some wild shit going on where they search out a segment of the key to time, get into misadventures. K9 fights a robot parrot. The Doctor goes on trial by Navi the Fairy. And a giant squid attacks, the usual shit for a Tom Baker season in the Graham Williams era. And that leads us to the final story, the final segment, the Armageddon Factor. So we open on...
propaganda!
We open up on a segment of Chris Chibnall's writing.
You're not wrong.
Oh, darling lover, I love you so much. Oh, but I have to go to war.
Yeah, this would not be out of place in a movie, like a cheesy romance movie, if it wasn't for the futuristic outfits.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't even like a cheesy romance movie. It's the stuff that the people in the cheesy romance movie watch for a cheesy romance movie.
Yeah.
Which makes sense considering that's what this is basically. So we're on the planet Atrios, which is perpetually at war with the planet Zeos. And it's a nuclear war. It's probably a Cold War metaphor of sorts, but it seems a little ahead of its time in some respects.
Well, the good thing is it's not racist.
Yeah,
No,
it's not racist.
Very refreshingly,
Wait.
no problematic bullshit here.
Wait, we covered problematic bullshit on this show?
Did you just fall into a memory hole and just last week was erased?
I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
I wish.
Chocolate?
There is no racism in Doctor Who.
Oh, no. Oh, there is. No, there is. Trust me, there is.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
oh.
I'm just trying.
It's Dave. It's a story we're never going to cover, thank God.
I can
Yeah.
dream, damn it.
I could say it, but then Rainiac would have to bleep me out, and I'd give you extra editing.
No, you can say the Celestial Toy Maker.
Listen, you're not wrong. I could go into that for a great detail and be like, holy fuck, but let's focus on Armageddon Factor.
Let's do that. So this propaganda romance film is playing in the hospital, which simply gets annihilated by rockfall, or rather, one poor extra in a sick bed gets annihilated by rockfall.
This place clearly sucks ass. It's like the underground bunkers.
Nobody seems to care. It's like, it's all right. No, it's not. He just had a ton of rockfall. He's dead.
Well, no, it's all right because they know that it's completely made out of styrofoam and cardboard.
And well, we get from the future an interesting casting choice because all of a sudden Lalla Ward shows up.
Hi, Princess Astra.
Yeah, so well, we should probably cover that.
Yeah.
The Romana for season 16 was Mary Tamm, who, well, let's get it out of the way. What do you think of Mary Tamm's Romana as of Armageddon Factor?
I like her. I prefer Lalla Ward.
Same. Mary
I've
Tamm
only
definitely
seen
has
the
a
one
more-
thing of her, and I didn't like her much in that, so I like this one a lot better than the previous one.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, well, Mary Tamm definitely gives off a very elegant, sophisticated vibe, which is nice. It's very nice, and she's very much the Doctor's equal in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I do like her pessimism compared to the Doctor.
Yeah.
She's very much a glass is half empty kind of a character.
She's good. She has her fans, but I do prefer Lalla Ward's Romana because she has a more reckless innocence, kind of a Davison-esque quality to her Romana. So I like that Romana. But anyway, the story is that Mary Tamm basically said, "Yeah, I'm done after this season. I only wanted to do one season. Whatever her reasons were, they were her own. But the production team were still convinced they could get her to sign back on for season 2, such that they didn't bother writing her out of the Armageddon Factor. But but luckily, Romana's a time lady, so she could just regenerate. And also, luckily, Lalla Ward really liked working on the show, and they really liked Lalla Ward, so they were just like, "Hey, you want to regenerate into Romana?" And sure enough, the very next story, the first of season 17, Romana regenerates off screen. It's basically her just trying a new body for shits and giggles. And she regenerates into Lalla Ward.
Eventually.
Did she give a reason as to why she changed into the person she literally just met?
Yes, she liked her form.
Ah, okay.
I mean, even the line says, "You can't go around as Princess Astra. Why? We're never going back to Atrios." Well, I mean, okay.
I have problems with that. Other than that, for example, the fact that now she knows her body a little too well.
Yeah.
It's kind of invasive.
A bit, yeah.
Anyway, so Astra is very much a pacifist in this story, and she has a lover, the surgeon Merak.
And they have been secretly trying to contact Zeos to get peace talks underway. Whereas, by contrast, the leader of the war, the Marshal, wants to blow the fuckers out of the sky.
This guy's great. The Marshal's great.
He really is.
And here's a fun fact about John Woodvine, who played the Marshal of Atrios.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's met him.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. So there's a pub in Stratford-upon-Avon where a lot of Shakespeare plays are put on, and a lot of the actors from those go in there after the performance to have a drink and socialise. And my dad was in the pub when John Woodvine walked in.
Cool.
He's also seen other. He didn't talk to him because you don't do that to actors that just go out of Shakespeare.
Okay, it's just
you say that, but I have an uncle who was in the movie The Rock with Nick Cage and Sean Connery, and he spoke to both of them.
Oh, hot damn!
But did he do it
We're
on the
gonna
set?
humble brag. I'm gonna blow you guys out of the water.
Did he do it on the set?
Yeah, they actually have a picture of because in The Rock they have a Navy SEAL team go into Alcatraz.
Yeah,
in order to do the plot of the movie. They used actual Navy SEALs, and my uncle was one of them.
That's awesome.
That's neat.
Yeah, and he's got like a photo of like the whole Navy SEAL team with Nick Cage and Sean Connery all in their
But that's
costumes
on the set, and he was part of the production with them.
Right.
Yeah.
My dad was not part of the production, and they were in a pub, so you don't go and ask for your autograph there. That's very bad form.
You just let the guy have his pint or whatever.
And I dare say he wasn't there alone, my dad. He's probably there with some of his friends. Anyway, moving on from that the hideous name drop.
I have no shame.
I like this guy. He's been at war with Zeos for eons, it feels like. And he admits to his aide-de-camp, who's a guy called Shap, who is not much of a character, but he does get one rather funny moment later on, that they're losing. God. But he refuses to acknowledge they're losing. And he wants rid of Princess Astra, so he concocts this grand scheme. He has her go to the hospital with a guard to escort her. Then the guard takes her to this abandoned area called Room K, or whatever. Then he locks the door to keep her in there, and then he just turns up and shoots the guard. But he doesn't go into the room to kill the princess.
Fuck's sake.
He doesn't finish off the job. He doesn't pick up the guard's gun and then shoot the princess.
No. He has a very good reason for not doing this that we'll get to later.
He does, but when you're watching it in real time, it's dumb.
Yeah. But he does have a reason.
I think we should also mention that just before this, he turns around and starts talking to a mirror while holding his neck, and that does become important later on.
Do you want to take this, Jerry? Do you want to take this?
I want to say, I mean, I picked it randomly. No fucking around. You all saw it on the video. I picked this shit randomly. So the fact that it has a big honking Doctor Who mirror alert is coincidental.
It gets even better though later on.
Yeah.
The mirror stuff, there's a bit involving mirrors that made me absolutely hell with laughter later on.
Oh, God. We'll tell you more.
Meanwhile, our two intrepid adventurers have turned up in the TARDIS, and the Imager gets shot out the sky.
Yeah, whoops.
But thankfully, they pull off the old dematerialize the TARDIS just before impact trick.
And they land, yeah. And it's not just a strike, it's a goddamn nuke that the Marshal just launches in his face. He's just like, what the fuck is that? Is that a new Zeos shit? Blow it to bits.
Yeah.
And excuse you, Frez. How dare you pick this episode by complete random chance and not tell me that it had fucking K9 in it?
Oh
yeah. Well, surprise!
Our three intrepid adventurers.
I'm so happy. I love K9.
Yeah.
Listen, anything between season 14 and Warrior's Gate is gonna have K9 in it. even for a brief bit.
This is Mark 2.
This is Mark 2, the one that leaves in Warrior's Gate with Romana 2.
Yeah, and thankfully I remembered that in time because then part 2 started up, and I got really, really angry at you.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we can just hammer through this first part. So they're caught almost immediately when they emerge from the TARDIS. They're brought before the Marshal, who thinks that they're spies.
Which, it's the classic thing, Doctor Who. Oh, I don't believe you, mysterious person. You're obviously someone I need to kill.
Yeah, there's a funny bit where K9 starts sounding like a broken tape recorder when he has an impact.
I like that the Doctor fools them into blowing K9's dog whistle to summon K9 and just blow the shit out of them, and then they gun it.
It's just a whistle, and Shap gives it a very bad blow. But in comes K9 to save the day by blasting the lights. And
they gun it along with Merak, who
the Marshal's onto him, and he denounces him as a traitor as well, so he's going to be executed as well. They all escape.
Yeah.
But there's a problem. They can't reach the TARDIS. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. That's part 1.
Well, no. Part 1's cliffhanger is actually creepy guy in a mask.
All right, this cloak bitch. Yeah.
Cloak bitch.
The Death Eater.
He runs off with Princess Astra in a teleporter that's just behind the wall of Area K.
I will say one thing.
The Death Eater apparates away with her.
For part 1 of a Doctor Who serial, the stakes are already quite high. We've had the Doctor threatened with death. We've had the Doctor cut off from his TARDIS. We've had a key supporting character kidnapped. This is going quite hard, quite early on.
We should also mention, with the key to time, that the Doctor and Romana have this little tracer, which kind of just lets off like Geiger counter beeps whenever they get close to one of the segments.
Yeah.
And they sense it in Area K with Astra. But they don't sense it once they get in and realize Astra's missing. So...
If you think that's wild, revolving traces, wait till you...
The segments can be fucking anything, by the way. Like, one was an entire goddamn planet.
Yeah. One was, I think, a sea monster.
One was a giant squid, yes.
Or one was a sea monster, sorry, yeah.
Or the sea monster swallowed. I haven't seen that one in a while. I couldn't tell you.
That's the only one I've seen of the key to time, when Twitch did its marathon.
The only one you've seen is the
when
power
Twitch
of
did its marathon, yeah.
Okay, when Twitch did the marathon.
I couldn't watch all the episodes.
This is the only one I've seen.
I didn't sit there with my eyes like on stalks saying, must watch every Doctor Who episode in existence.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to watch this series backwards so then I could see them slowly lose pieces of the key to time.
But yeah, I will say one thing about the key to time. If you think it's wild they've got a tracer to detect the key, just wait till you listen to the big finish where a tracer is a character.
Oh God, that's right. Key to time.
And then of course the tracer got a sister, and then the two tracers got their own series.
Oh my! Of course, big finish.
Yeah, graceless.
Wait, hang on. It's a tracer. Is it a woman?
Yeah.
And
she has to do with time stuff?
Oh, no.
Cheers, love. Calvary's here. So, part 2, then.
Yes. Well, I'm slowly losing my mind. Part 2. So, we have an about face. The Doctor has escaped. And the Marshal's like, find them. You don't need to find them, Marshal. They're coming towards us. So having escaped from certain death, the Doctor waltzes back into certain death.
But
well, to be fair, it's apparently no longer certain death because now the Marshal wants the Doctor to stay there.
Yeah, he has a complete personality change.
After looking in his mirror and touching his neck again.
Yeah. And John Woodvine just goes seriously ham here, and I really, really like it. He does keep checking his neck, and I'm like, is he possessed by something? Is he somehow the Black Guardian?
Mm-hmm.
He isn't, but these are the live notes I was making as I was watching this. John Woodvine just gets to go ham here. He has some particularly nice scenes. He's basically a Warhammer villain.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, he's at one stage he almost says we must purge the heretics and the Xenos. I could have sworn. Like he says something along the lines, we've got to purge Xeon. But yeah, he does this 180, and suddenly he treats the Doctor as, if not a friend, then an ally. And he says, "You are the traveller whose coming was foretold. This is news to everybody else."
Yeah.
But he goes on with this charade, and he wants the Doctor to make him a weapon, an ultimate weapon. The Doctor's not very keen on this, because of course he isn't. He says, "Well, could I make you a force field that keeps you and Zeos away from each other? Marshall's not having this." And then we get the bit that made me howl out loud.
Oh God!
He goes back to the mirror to meditate or consult. And the Doctor says, talking to himself in front of a mirror, that's the first time Megalomania that. The Doctor sassed on mirrors, and you cannot be happy about that.
I'm still wondering the use of the mirror, because we see later on in the serial that nobody needs a mirror to talk to the mysterious person on the other side of the neck devices. So I just don't get the point of the mirror in this.
Yeah.
To have a mirror and hide that.
Anyway, the Marshal has been pacified for the time being. The Doctor feigns being on board with him, and he says, "I must have my computer." But oh no, his computer is K9. It's been sent to the furnace.
Oh shit!
Rez, you bastard! You're so lucky he survives this.
What happened here is that they detected what they thought was his craft, the Doctor's craft, and the Marshal wanted it reduced to scrap metal. But what they thought was the TARDIS, which they don't know is the TARDIS, was in fact K9. So they snatched that and put it in the furnace.
No, the Marshal specifically states that he wants... He asks if K9 is made of metal to his aide-de-camp, and Shap says, yeah, it looks like it is mostly made out of metal. So he says, go ahead and destroy the Doctor's weapon.
Yeah.
I think.
So Q went a frantic dash through the furnace where the Doctor just saves K9 from being melted down to nothing. And then we get an interesting little bit here where the Doctor is in the furnace and the Marshal's talking to himself, or appears to be talking to himself. The Doctor must not die. Not yet. Sinister.
Ooh.
Kind of telegraphed, though, because it's easy to tell by now that he's being controlled, especially when the Doctor just a little bit ago started talking about ventriloquism.
Yeah, and you can see a little black square on his neck, and that's a control device.
Ooh. But who is in control?
And Romana spots us immediately, so again, Romana, Doctor's equal.
Hell
I
yeah.
do like how she calls it a cylinder. It's like, bitch, no, that is a box.
That's cute.
But even more plot twist occurs when Princess Astra appears on the screen and is basically like, I've been kidnapped by Zeos. You all have to surrender and stop the war.
This is so much like the Hunger Games.
Oh, God.
This is Peter. This is Peter appearing to the District 13 telling they're about to be wiped out of existence unless they surrender.
Damn.
Do you guys remember those Sesame Street parodies that I sent you guys?
Oh, God.
Did I send you the Hunger Games one?
I don't remember if you
I haven't seen them yet, but...
I only watched
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I can link it to you again. It is amazing. And if anybody wants to find that, just search for the Sesame Street parodies on YouTube. They have so many of them. And it's the best thing I've ever seen.
The only one I watched is Twilight Breaking Cookie.
Oh, there are so many more. There was a Game of Thrones one.
Yeah. Game of Chairs.
Who is...
And let me tell you guys, Grover has no chill.
Grover has no chill.
None whatsoever.
I've got to watch that now after we finish, just to find out which character he's parodying.
I mean...
I don't think he's specifically parodying anybody, although I may be wrong.
If it's who I think it is, I'm going to laugh so hard.
Did any of you have the monster at the end of this book when you were kids?
Yes.
No, because I don't
then
have
you
the
know
thing over
Grover
here.
has no... Oh, that's That's the best fucking Sesame Street book.
I don't think the Sesame Street
You have such a
books were,
sad childhood.
Tell me about it.
Mm.
I'm not denying it.
Just makes me think of Grover having no chill.
I'm not denying it, but
Back
I mean,
to
the
Armageddon
guy put in a
Factor.
massive burger into a restaurant and broke the doors down. He has no chill.
So he did.
Still one of my favourite gifts of all time. Thank you, Iffy.
Put it in.
Thanks, Iffy.
I love Sesame Street, and I love Grover.
Yeah. There's a great little insult that the Marshal doesn't take as an insult when the Doctor says, "You have a true military mind, Marshal." He says, "Thank you."
Yeah, I'm like, that's not a compliment, fucker.
There's also a nice little double meaning to the words "save your neck."
Uh,
And then a neat little bit of design here where the Marshal, I said the Doctor, the Marshal is communicating with someone on the other end, the person behind the control device, and it's just like a skull lit up, but half of it, like the jawbone, is missing.
Doctor Who and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
No.
Shut up.
No.
It's a really creepy but effective visual.
Yeah. And Romana and Merrick get behind the mirror to find this, and they hear the Marshal talking. And hey, he mentions the Time Lord. How does this asshole know what a Time Lord is?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can't imagine how he knows that. And our cliffhanger is another simple person gets kidnapped. This time the person is the Doctor. So the Marshal lures him to the transmat room, where he is accosted by two individuals in masks.
Death Eaters.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep saying it until you start calling them that.
Two Death Eaters are waiting for the Doctor.
Thank you.
Now you don't have to say it ever again.
Oh,
So-
I'm
But you will.
Part
Yep.
3.
Part 3, and we finally see who this unknown person is that's controlling the Marshal and manipulating events, shall we say. So he
It's
tells the
Lord
Marshal...
Voldemort.
Who?
Oh, wait, no, he has a nose. Never mind.
No. He tells the Marshal that the war is over. The Marshal's not happy about this and decides he's going to end it on his own terms. And he still has the control device on his neck, but I guess it's just not transmitting anymore. And then this mysterious individual brings the Doctor before him with his minions, and he puts a control device on the Doctor's neck, who immediately pulls it off again.
That shit
Doctor
don't
ain't
work on
having none of
Doctor Who. So,
I love
This
that
guy.
so much.
I am the Shadow, the true self.
Oh, bullshit. He's not Alec Baldwin.
That was not the reference I was going for, but okay.
Oh, come on. That's a great film.
I've never seen it.
Fix that.
Maybe I will someday.
No, it is a very entertaining film.
So this guy.
This guy, the Shadow. Oh, right. So we said the Marshal was a massive ham. What's the next thing up from ham?
And then
This guy basically took the ham from the Marshal, put it on the walls, and started chewing the scenery.
I was going to say the whole pig, but I didn't want to invoke David Cameron.
Oh, I'm not going to say that this guy, overacts, except I am, because this guy clearly went to Overactors Anonymous.
Oh God,
He's just
too
much.
Man.
The
He
Shadow,
is.
that's his name. The Shadow is just too much.
I mean,
And he-
with a name like the Shadow, you gotta expect him to just be like overactive central.
And we really don't get too many answers about this guy straight away. He's just some evil force that wants the key to time.
Yep.
He's basically a dude with a skull mask on and pantyhose over his face.
Yeah, basically.
And it really is pantyhose.
There's a neat little bit where he puts the Doctor in a very extreme form of lie detector, where it's like a cage, and every time the Doctor tells a lie, he gets a shock.
Yeah.
I think it's more when they think he's lying, because I don't think that it's actually when he lies.
Well, he says you lie, and he gets shocked, so
Who knows?
it could be. But
Maybe. I don't know.
it's a neat
getting
little
tortured.
torture device. It's a neat little torture device, which somebody else goes in later.
Yes.
So there's a nice little Mexican standoff between the Shadow and the Doctor. And he says, you go in there and get me the key to time and I'll spare you. He says, what happens if I don't give you the key to time? Then I'll kill you. But if you do that, I can't go to the TARDIS and get at you. They just sort of go back and forth, and the Doctor is way above this guy.
Well, obviously. But
just
still,
way above. The Shadow thinks he's far cleverer than he actually is.
He still manages to be the big threat of this story.
Yeah, he is the big bad.
Even though he's, a big hammy kind of joke, but sometimes you just need a big hammy joke for him.
He's like Palpatine if Palpatine were, a joke.
Well, I mean, have you seen the most recent Star Trek or Star Wars movie?
Yes.
We don't talk about that.
I almost said Star Trek there, by the way.
You did say Star Trek and then you corrected yourself. So I was about to call you up on it, and then you corrected yourself, so it's absolutely fine.
To be fair, here's the wild thing: both Star Wars and the new Star Trek trilogy, the best movies of them are the ones that didn't have any involvement by J.J. Abrams. Hot take.
Wow.
We're still mad about the quote-unquote remake of Khan. Or at least I still am.
A take so hot it came out of the oven just today.
Yeah, Into Darkness sucks shit, but Star Trek Beyond is actually pretty good. It's fun.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, you should probably check it out sometime. It's fun for what it is. It's not like the greatest, but it's.
We also get a wonderful insult to the Shadow. From the Shadow, jackdaw meanderings.
God.
Because a jackdaw is a bird that steals things. Member of the crow family.
Right. Yeah.
If you put a shiny thing out, there's a chance a jackdaw might come down and swoop it away with it.
Well, as long as it's not a raven, because Clara has to stay away from it.
Well, it is related to a raven. But let's face it, what sounds better, face the jackdaw or face the raven?
That's true.
That is true.
Anyway, getting away from the Doctor and his search for the key to time. By the way, the show just lets him sort of wander away. It says he will make his own mistakes.
I'm going to let you blunder into it.
You're just going to let a completely chaotic force like the Doctor just mosey around your base. Okay, fam.
Yeah, it's almost like the Shadow has like a cake in the oven and he has to go now in order to go pick it up. And he just leaves the Doctor there. It's so weird.
Meanwhile, some exposition involving Romana and Astra. So the tracer that FreezingInferno mentioned, it's picking up something from a bangle that was around Astra's wrist.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not giving enough of a signal to be the key to time, so it's come into contact with the key to time, which means that Astra has come into contact, presumably, with the key to time. So what's she come into contact with that could possibly be the key, or the segment of the key? Fine, don't answer.
Honestly, at first, I thought it may have been that circlet that she wears that, essentially, when they first enter the case section, they find the circlet that she was wearing. I thought it might be that is the key the whole time, and then they go through all this stuff, and they're like, where is it? Where is it? And then it turns out that they had it the whole time.
Yeah.
But it turns out to not be that.
No, there's a big twist around that at the end.
Oh, is there? Is there ever?
Yeah,
it's not that big of a twist.
And then we get basically the transmat being used by every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the story. So Merritt runs off through the transmat.
They find Astra, Romana and K9 pop in, but Shap
goes in it for some reason.
Yeah. And while all this is going on, the Marshal's getting his own personal flagship ready to fly to Zeus himself and blow the fuckers to bits.
His outfit reminds me very much of Char Aznable from Gundam.
That's wild because this was a year before the original Gundam came out.
I do like his uniform.
And he also calls his enemies the Zeons.
Yeah.
So that's fucking weird.
He doesn't shoot Caecilia's head off with a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
which is amazing. It's like one of the most metal things ever made. That
God.
You can actually, if you watch it in slow motion, you can see like body parts flying around everywhere. It's amazing.
Holy shit.
How they got away with that in the 80s, I have no idea. But
It was the 80s and nobody cared.
true.
Right.
So Shap is holding the Doctor at gunpoint. He quickly puts his gun down, but the Doctor keeps his hands up, which is quite amusing.
That's good.
Yeah, but Shap's not really an enemy here. He knows that something's up with the Marshal. He can probably guess that something's up with the with the whole war thing. Something isn't quite right, but he's also bound by duty. So no, I wouldn't call Shap a villain.
No, in fact, at first he still thinks that they're on how do you pronounce the
Atrios.
Atrios.
Yeah.
He still thinks that they're there. He doesn't realize that they're on Zeos just yet. And the Doctor's like, "This is Zeos. You're on Zeos," and he's like, "No, it's not. Where is everybody?"
Yeah.
Basically.
And then K9 comes up, and I've got written in my notes, "You spin me right round, baby."
I just put K9 as doing a spin.
Yeah.
K9 made a friend.
But the next note I have says simply, beep boop.
Yeah. So K9 is communicating with the unseen Xeon Commandant.
Modem noises intensify.
Because the Xeon Commandant is in fact a battle computer.
Yep, it's all war games up in this bitch.
It's got a terrible name as well.
Mentalis.
The hell kind of name is Mentalis?
No.
Well, seeing as we later meet the creator, I can see where the name came from.
Oh god, him.
Oh, fuck. We're going to have so much fun in a couple
I
episodes
forgot about
time,
him.
Oh, we'll remember him, but...
I did it.
Right, our third episode cliffhanger?
Yeah, it's not much of a cliffhanger. The Marshal finds his target and tells his crewmen to attack it.
Oh, no.
Yep, they're
And also,
preparing to attack.
Astra's information is being blocked by the computer
Mm-hmm.
under orders from an unknown source, and that could be the Shadow or it could be somebody else.
So, part 4.
It's probably the Shadow, in fairness. Part 4.
Yes.
Yeah, so now, having been a prisoner, now the Shadow puts Astra under his control, one of the horrible black cubes on her neck.
Dun dun.
And I don't have too much written in my notes until a certain scene that made me smile. So,
Well, I mean, we should go ahead and explain to people that Mentalis basically thinks that it's already won the war. So because of that, and because of computer logic, it can't counteract the incoming attack from the Marshal.
no, it can't stop the Marshal.
What it plans to do is instead self-destruct. However, as the Doctor says, because the because the explosion would be so big, it'll take out both planets.
Yeah,
and this
that's,
is where we
that's the
finally get
Armageddon
our
Factor.
title.
It would take out
Yeah,
Zeos
the
and
Armageddon
Atrios
Factor.
together. Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically, if the Marshal attacks, then he's going to blow up everybody.
I don't think he cares at this point.
Probably not.
I'm sure he cares about his own planet, at the very least.
I mean...
I think he just cares about ending the war.
I think he cares about beating Zeos, even if he has to go down with it. It's just like, I blew you up, I won, I'm the winner, bam, boom.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, he genuinely does care about his people. At one point, they go up against a very large Zeos force, and their ships are being taken down like one after the other. They have no chance of winning. So he does not really hesitate in telling them to retreat.
Right.
He's not happy with the fact he has to retreat, but he still tells them to retreat so that they get, they can save as many people as possible.
That's fine.
So the Doctor has his plan is to try and disable Mentalis, but the computer has some very advanced self-defense mechanisms to prevent him from doing this. While this is going on, he sent Merak and Shap back to the transmat, back to Atrios.
And this is where some shit happens.
Oh, this is wild. So, obvious Astra hologram is obvious, but it fools Merak.
And Merak,
You know what?
falls
He really
into
falls
oblivion.
for her.
Yeah, literally. And his acting when he starts falling, and the effects are just so bad.
No, what got me was that as Shap goes to the trans...
Oh, yeah!
One of the shadow guys comes up, and they shoot each other. As Shep falls back down onto the transmat, having been shot, and he just yells, "Barry!"
Yeah, that's amazing. I think his boots give a little twitch as well before he lands on the floor.
Is it bad that I kind of half expected for the transporter to cut him in half because he was only half on the disc?
Oh God, no!
Jesus. That'd be fucked up.
I knew it would never happen in a Doctor Who serial, but also I was like, is it going to cut him in half?
Actually, you know, want to know something funny? I think I actually gave Rainiac this audio for the holidays last year. There's a Doctor Who audio called Colditz with the Seventh Doctor and Ace, and it involves Nazis. And at the end of it, a Nazi played by David Tennant gets caught in between the TARDIS doors as it dematerializes and gets cut in half.
I'm sorry, a Nazi played by who?
David Tennant.
Interesting.
This was before he became the Doctor.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It's quite old. Cold War.
So back with Mentalis, the Doctor does a quick little trick where he baits Mentalis into shooting at him with the automated defense systems, but he ducks in such a way that it shoots at its own core and blows it up.
Well, it's not the Doctor who does this.
No, Mentalis does this deliberately.
Oh,
yeah, he's trying to get rid of his own brain so that nobody can stop the countdown.
The computer destroys its own control center so no one can reprogram it.
And now here's a scene that I need to bring up because the Doctor asks K9 how long they have left, and K9 just says that the data's not available. But somehow or other, there's an infamous blooper that exists, which we're going to have to look at in the comments down below. Or I don't know if you can put the audio in. I doubt it. But
no, but I'll put it in the description.
There's an infamous blooper that just I don't know where it comes from. I think it's a deliberate spoof, but
yeah.
I only saw the title.
just take 10 seconds to listen to that cat on air.
Yeah, pause this, watch that, come back to us in 10 seconds. Is that not the best thing? That now makes it two classic Doctors who have sworn in blooper reels.
Yep.
The other one being John Pertwee.
So
okay, that's amazing.
And I fully anticipate we'll get to that story eventually.
In the blooper, Tom Baker asks, "How long, K9?" And John Leeson just says, "Insufficient data." And Tom Baker just replies, "Yeah, you never fucking know the answer when it's important."
Oh my god! But so he can't stop Mentalis, so he comes up with another way of dealing with it. He goes into the TARDIS. He's got 5 segments of the key to time, and he Heath Robinson's a replacement segment from Chronodyne.
So the complete key to time can stop the entire universe, so it can be rebalanced. So with 5/6 of the key to time and a makeshift fake 6-piece, what he manages to do is trap.
It confuses us all incredibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so incredible. Well, I already seen it, so I knew what was going on. But what it does is he creates a stabilized time loop around the Marshall spaceship and Mentalis's chamber, such that the countdown continues to loop, and the Marshall launching his missiles continues to loop.
Yeah, which means that John Woodburn's dialogue for the last 3 episodes is fire.
Yeah.
They just play the same clip of him reaching for the button and saying, "Fire!"
I'm not going to lie, it's a unique solution to the writer's gotta eat.
Yeah.
To just have a time loop going.
I quite liked it, actually. But
also,
it was kind of funny to realize that it was on purpose and not on accident. Which I really
the first time it happened, I was with you. I thought it was a goof.
There's another time loop in the Tom Baker story from later called Megalos, and it sort of has that same effect, where it's just like the episode loops back, and you're just like, what
Megalos.
Megalos is magical.
Megalos is something else.
Maybe one day
haven't
we'll do
seen it.
I don't know. Maybe
We
one
might.
day we'll
We
do it.
Right,
I don't
but
know.
I think we should move away from Tom Baker for the next couple of stories.
Yeah. Let's
No
not
offense,
pick a
Tom,
tone.
you're brilliant, but we want to
We
give
did
the other
two in a
dots
row.
a look in as well. But
Yeah, what I want to mention is the time loop thing, though it's a good solution, it also creates sort of, ironically, a race against time, because since the 6 pieces just cobbled together, the time loop is degrading, so that on every iteration, it extends a little longer. So you get more before it loops back. So there's a hard time limit to the Doctor and Romana solving the problem before the time loop disintegrates enough so that Mentalis can blow up and or the Marshal can launch his missile attack.
Yeah. At the very least, they have a couple of hours, because I know at one point they Romana did say that they had like an hour or so left.
There's an amazing line when he first sets up the time loop, and he's just like, imagine somebody slipping on a banana peel, perpetually falling.
yes, because when he first sets it up, it affects the entire universe apart from who's done it.
Yeah.
But then they just
So then
localize it around the Marshal ship and the battle computer.
It wouldn't last for any moment at all if they had to do it to the entire universe. So they localize it to buy themselves some more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a great bit where Romana has told him exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
He just says to her, I think I handled that quite well. And look at the state that Mary Tamm gives him, my size. We've had on this podcast, we've had Karens, we've had simps. Now we've got mansplaining.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
The unholy
And
trinity, simps, mansplaining, and Karens.
So it's really neat how you see the time loop degrade, which later on, well, the countdown for Mentalis goes 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8. And later you see 10, 9, 8, 7, 10, 9, 8, 7. So
that's definitely the writer's got to wait.
It's writer's got
I
to
will
eat.
say, it is a nice effect, though. It really gives you a sense of impending doom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. But we end part 4 then with a pair of heel turns.
Oh, shit, that's right.
So, firstly, K9.
K9 gets tricked onto the Shadow's base, and then the Shadow takes him over with a control chip.
A phone distress call is put out, and he's lured into the transmat, and then K9 is subdued and reprogrammed by the Shadow. And now he calls the Shadow Master.
Which I'm sure made Cat very happy.
I'm sure it did.
Happy enough.
And also, Astra, as we said, has been put under control. And her mission is to get inside the TARDIS and get the key to time, which, well, thanks to stuff, the Doctor has let Astra into the TARDIS, and she's just staring at the key to time and reaching towards it. So, that's bad.
Merrick has also survived his fall somehow, a rather nasty gash on his forehead.
Yeah.
And Astra claims she was trying to save him, and he fell.
And then she's cold as ice to him, because she's obviously just, like, playing her hand, like, I'm under control now, bitch. Ooh.
She walks off to go to the Doctor's TARDIS. And the cliffhanger is just the Shadow having a good laugh about having the key to time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah. And having K9. So
K9 calling him Master, yeah, which is quite a thing.
So part 5, we're,
Now, surely at this point, the Doctor should have realised that Astra was under someone else's control.
I mean, he even almost basically, like, pulls away her collar to look at her neck. And, like,
just take it off!
You can see it. But no. But I want to mention that I kind of like how they are economical with the 6 parts. Because you basically got 2 set on Atrios, 2 set on Zeos, and then 2 set on the Shadows.
The Planet of Evil. What a terrible name.
Isn't it actually a planet? Because it looks
they
more
call
like
it the Planet of Evil.
Which is actually the name of an earlier Tom Baker story.
I know, but this isn't a planet. It's like a ship.
It's a space station. That's
space station lair thing, yeah.
It's still obviously a space station. So, anyway. So they can't find the 6th piece of the key to time with the tracer, because the tracer is keeping the actual, like, key to time, the 5 pieces, and the fake one is maintaining the time loop. If they take it out, they break the time loop and everyone blows up. No go.
Yeah.
And Astra reaches for the tracer and nearly pulls it out, but she seems to stop. And it's like her programming is somehow momentarily interrupted.
Yeah.
There is something going on with Astra and this key.
It's hot.
Anyway, I wrote in my notes, oh, come on, don't you fuckers see she's brainwashed?
Yeah, but we only found out that he absolutely does see that she's brainwashed.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it's because of the fact that she is staring at the key to time.
Yeah.
She is like transfixed by it, and she's almost in a trance staring at it. And he knows that something is up with that.
Which we find out what that is next episode.
Anyway, our three principals, Romana, the Doctor, and Astra, are all separated from one another. Lee and the Doctor have a weird hallucination.
He gets trolled by a bunch of Romanas.
Yeah, he sees 5 Romanas, and his little Tom Baker's acting as he's counting them off with his fingers is terrific.
Mm-hmm.
He is a fantastic Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Even now, he just is brilliant. Again, there's some more taunting between the Doctor and the Shadow. He lets slip that yes, okay, he knew that Astra was being manipulated.
And this is where we find out that yes, the Shadow is a pawn of the Black Guardian.
Well, we could never have figured that one out.
What a shock. I had no idea.
I do like the Shadow's voice, though. It's very menacing.
Oh, yeah.
In these scenes.
He looks creepy. Even if he kind of is a joke, he has an imposing look.
He's a creepy joke.
Yeah. Anyway, they do the same shit to Tom Baker that they did to Merak, falling through a CSO hole or whatever. I don't even know what it is.
They do a nice tribute to the War Games.
And right around here, after Tom Baker comes out of that,
the best character enters the picture.
This guy.
And they do say that when he stands perfectly still, nobody can see him. Because this guy is Drax.
Yeah.
This is Drax.
Sadly,
so basically, Michelle Lonsdale landed on the planet of evil after he was blown out of an airlock by Bond in Moonraker, and he regenerated to this guy.
God damn. No. I have in my notes. Who the fuck is this asshole?
He is the most cockney thing I think has ever existed.
So this is Drax. We should mention this is Drax. He's a fellow Time Lord.
Well, kinda. He claims he failed his exams.
Well, I mean,
but he does call himself a Time Lord, so he's a Gallifreyan.
Or as he says, Gallifreyan.
Gallifrey, yeah.
Because here's the thing: he was stranded on Earth for a bit and lost in where was it?
He was locked up in a Brixton prison.
Yes, he was jailed in Brixton for 10 years. Brixton is London.
And had to learn the lingo, so that explains why this alien Time Lord now has a Cockney accent.
No, because nobody from London talks like this.
It is so funny. It is so funny.
And all that shit in the Matt Smith era about the Doctor's name being this great secret, and here's Drax just going, "Hey, Theta Sigma, what's up?"
Yes, Theta Sigma is his ugly head again.
Yeah, God, look, listen, we're in a post-timeless children world. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, Drax's role in this whole plot is that he built Mentalis, but very much under duress from the Shadow.
He's a space mechanic, basically.
Yeah.
Whereas the Doctor goes off having adventures, Drax goes through time and space, doing mechanic shit and making money from it. Which, okay, I mean, it's his passion, I guess. He likes doing what he does. And
he's quite original for a renegade Time Lord, I have to say. He's not some big, evil, malevolent entity. He's just a grifter.
Yeah, he's there.
He's
there.
So he built Mentalis under duress, as you said.
Meanwhile, Romana's getting tortured.
In the same thing.
Wait, no.
And I have written in this that the Doctor is a dick because he knew about Astra being under control. He doesn't tell Romana.
Oops.
Romana is promptly captured and tortured.
Which, I mean, Romana
had a line earlier, too, where he's like, oh, Romana could take care of herself. It's like 5 seconds later, she's trapped inside the torture device. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Tom Baker got trapped in that thing too, so they are equals in that regard.
Oh God. You're right. The sad thing is you're right.
Fuck.
The Shadow's minions are named as the Mutes. That doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's a decent name for them, I guess.
I don't have much in my notes because this episode just kind of goes. Really, there's nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, K9 turns up again, and the Doctor immediately realizes that he's been reprogrammed when he says "Doctor" to him.
Yeah, that's
and not Master.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he pretty quickly gets K9's control chip off.
Yeah, he pushes him down the shaft. I think he enjoyed doing that.
And there's a great bit where K9's just on his side and Drax is fucking with a bit of technology that he's got like stored away in his little hideaway here. And K9's just like, flip me over.
Yeah,
Hang on.
And when he does that, Drax does like a 6-foot leap.
Drax is just like, oh, no, wait a second. I'm doing this thing. I'll obliterate you. And it's just like, okay, fine, fuck. Jesus.
Yes. I wish there was more of K9 and Drax together, because they're great.
Oh, they're wild.
But yeah, it's like K9 starts talking free of control now. I think it's Drax that's reprogrammed him back to how he should be.
Something like that.
And then he's fiddling with his technology, and as you say, K9 says something loud, and Drax just jumps onto this platform.
We get some more of the Shadows. We get some more of the Shadows plan, which is he basically, once he has the key to time, he and the Black Guardian, I guess, or well, maybe not even the Black Guardian. Maybe the Black Guardian will just say fuck the Shadow and disintegrate him once it gets the key to time. But the grand plan is make one half of the universe go to war with the other half of the universe for the sheer chaos and anarchy that'll cause.
Yeah.
So that's his big evil plan.
It
and then
works,
we get to episode 5's cliffhanger, which is something special.
Oh, good, great. So
yes!
the control device has been removed by the Shadow. Astra's heel turn is over.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted about as long as a WCW pay-per-view heel turn. But sorry. She's now back to herself and very frightened by what's happening. The Doctor, under pain of Romana being tortured to death, decides to go and get the key to time for the Shadow, accompanied by one of the Mutes. And then Drax turns up and ruins everything. He goes, right, Doctor, I'm ready for you. And he aims his little thing, and you think he's shooting the Mute.
But
nope.
Tom Baker's.
He hits the Doctor, and the Doctor goes, no, Drax, no!
And
then, honey, I shrunk the Doctor.
And that's our cliffhanger. Yeah. Episode 6, we reprise on that. And yeah, Drax's thing he was working on was a shrinking gun. And he shrinks the Doctor and himself, and they both run into a little mouse hole in the wall. And the Doctor just points out, Drax, you goddamn idiot. The TARDIS door is open. All they had to do was walk in and take the key time.
Why didn't you shrink the Mute?
Why didn't you shrink the Mute, you numbnuts? And, well, after that scene, we see that the countdown on Mentalis is down to 3, so we're really stretching that time loop now.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Shap's not dead.
Yeah, Shap and Merrick survived, which is a surprise.
They are the walking wounded. They are wrapped in bandages.
Yeah.
And at this point, the entire control room is empty.
So while the Doctor and Drax stay shrunken, the Shadow basically goes after the key to time, just like the Doctor said he would. Very briefly, there's some sort of defense mechanism where a bright light shines from the TARDIS, and the Shadow's like, it burns us! It burns us!
Yeah, and you can kind of see where they got the idea for Enlightenment, light destroying the dark.
Hey, there's something.
Plus, he is the Shadow, so it makes sense.
But, well, he sends one of the Mutes to get the key to time and take it to the main chamber.
And while this is going on, Astra is having a moment.
Yeah, so once the key to time gets there, we get the big twist.
Yeah, she's very excited that she's about to cease to exist.
Astra herself was the 6th segment of the key.
She was the 6th key segment all along. Oh no!
Ah, son of a bitch! What?
She's the 6th princess of the 6th dynasty of the 6th royal house of Atrios. I think they just got a 666 reference in there without anyone realising it.
They probably did, yeah.
Somewhere in the afterlife, Mary Whitehouse is having a conniption fit.
Thinking about this, there's a lot of nuclear stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
There's shadows all over the place.
Yep.
Drax is kind of dressed a little bit like a Ghostbuster.
What?
He is.
Yeah.
He's got the gun too.
Where
so
are we
would
going
that make her the Keymaster?
Oh,
God.
okay, Zool.
Right. So Astra's the 6th segment of the Key to Time, and if she touches the thing, she'll cease to
we have
exist.
some strange, out-of-place acting because Lalla Ward looks very excited she's about to cease to exist. And Merak's actor looks quite excited that Astra will have to be destroyed to save everyone. Are they supposed to be in love?
Anyway, and then something really wild happens because the Doctor and Drax are still tiny, and they meet up with K9, and they have a grand plan of getting into where the shadow is. So here's what happens. They get inside K9 like a Trojan horse, and K9 goes through the passageways and finds one that Drax was digging to try and escape, which leads just outside the Shadow's main lair, where he is there.
And then the best scene ever, where he just Kool-Aid Man straight through the wall.
Yeah.
He Kool-Aid Man's through the wall with his laser.
At this point, Astra has transformed. It's quite a simple effect, but it's quite effective.
She's a segment now. She's a crystal.
Merak's gone to save her by dressing as a mute.
Yeah.
Very unconvincing mute. He's not even wearing a mask. It's just a guy in a hood.
I love the acting here from K9 where John Leeson audibly goes, even though he's a fucking robot.
Yes. Well, he's been told by the Doctor to act the part, so I guess he's just taking that on board.
I just love that the Doctor has to clear his throat. It's so
I just love K9.
Anyway, K9's so good, but the Doctor and Drax pop out and they re-bigify themselves.
They interrupt the shadow sounding like he's having an orgasm.
Yeah. Surprise!
I cannot do the noise that the shadow makes when he thinks that the Doctor is dead any justice. If I do, we'd probably get taken off YouTube.
Oh my god. So yeah, surprise!
Please, there are a million other reasons for us to get taken off YouTube, and they
You're
haven't
so
yet,
right.
So.
Surprise! It's the Doctor and Drax.
Yeah.
So run us through here, Raniac.
Oh god. So where to begin? So all hell breaks loose. The Doctor and Drax have re-bigified themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They grab the key.
Yeah, they grab the key and they then use all of the confusion to grab the key and get back into the TARDIS. Romana is openly questioning the Doctor at this point, saying that if you break the time loop, everything will be destroyed. But the Doctor does it anyway. John Woodvine is finally freed from his perpetual cycle of shouting the word fire. And the missiles launch and they hit the planet of evil.
Well, you can't just say it. The scene is really funny because they get back to Mentalis. The Doctor, since Drax made Mentalis, the Doctor's like, what wire do I cut in? Drax is like pulling out these papers, trying to figure out which one. And they finally disarm Mentalis. And then Ramon's like, aren't we forgetting something? The Marshal? And they all make a mad dash to the TARDIS.
Yeah. So John Woodvine, free from his time loop, fires and blows up the thing. Because the Doctor set up a quick and dirty little force field to deflect the missiles back up to the planet of evil.
And I think the cleverness is it's the same force field he offered to make for the Marshal.
So this enters our denouement, so to speak, where the Doctor and Romana have done their mission. They've assembled the complete key to time. And Tom Baker has a pretty good speech about having infinite power, and he briefly looks like he's going power mad. He's like, don't you understand? As of this moment, there's only... And then just snaps back. Like, Well, of course I'm worried. Like, all that fucking power, Jesus.
Yeah.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
So we finally get our first appearance of the Black Guardian as the Shadow is dying, as the planet is exploding around him. It's the same guy that played the Guardian in Enlightenment, funnily enough. It's Valentine Dial.
Which is wild, because I'm pretty sure they changed actors for the White Guardian, because he only appeared in the first story of the season.
Yeah, the White Guardian doesn't appear at all in this.
Yeah, he's not in this. He's only.
Or does he? Because the White Guardian appears before the Doctor and Romana. And thanks for a job well done.
Congratulations! Now we can restore the natural balance of good and evil in the universe with the key. And
Yeah.
Tom Baker's really good. He's just like, he's trying to command the keys. It's time to go to the key of Tom. I command you to. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he keeps
It's a
saying.
great little scene.
What about Princess Astrid? Because, she was actually a person. The Guardian is not particularly bothered about that.
It's all needs of the many outweigh the needs of the.
Yeah, so then Tom Baker goes, Key, I command you to stay exactly where you are.
And then he rushes to fuck with the controls of the TARDIS. Because he sussed it out. Since the White Guardian didn't give a shit about Astra, that's not the White Guardian at all, but it's the Black Guardian.
Dun dun
Oh,
dun.
no.
And the Black Guardian swears bloody revenge against the Doctor for this transgression.
Yeah.
Doctor, you shall die for this!
He snaps the tracer, which disperses all the segments back to where they came from. Astra is restored to life.
Yep.
Yay!
And now they've made an enemy of... Great.
An enemy that they'll encounter once more.
Yep. But to try and get away from that, Tom Baker fits a randomizer on the TARDIS, so they don't know where the hell they're going.
No.
Yep, and then they continue to use that same plot point for a very, very long time, continuing into the current series.
And we end on the best shit-eating grin.
And the Black Guardian swears to revenge. One day, I'll get a ginger-haired boy to bash you over the head with a rock.
Oh my god.
And that was the Armageddon Factor.
And that was also the last we see of Mary Tamm in Doctor Who. Apart from audios. She did do some Big Finish audios.
And she's sadly passed away.
In 2012, yeah.
12? Wow, that's a long time. It's very sad. But she's a good Romana. Not my favorite Romana, but she's a good Romana.
She did get to appear with Lalla Ward and another Romana
Oh, wow.
in the Gallifrey series.
3 Romanas.
But then
Goddamn.
the third Romana, or technically the fourth Romana, because there's another one in the books.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Who Explained Universe is fucked, is what I'm basically trying to say. But
So I get the Time Lords, but come on, settle
that
down.
fourth Romana is removed from the timeline,
Oh. too
so
bad.
she never actually existed. But yeah. So
Shame.
Armageddon Factor then, you picked it at random.
I did.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's not the best story. It doesn't have the best villain. The best characters are Drax and the Marshal by far.
Oh, yeah.
And they go into business with each other, or rather, they will go into business with each other, because, Drax is a time traveller.
And a very good negotiator, I guess.
I guess. Or he just makes the unemployed Marshal an offer he can't refuse. Tom Baker and Mary Tamm are great together. Lalla Ward's first appearance on the show is not as good as her work as Romana, but it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Shap steals the show when he gets shot. But other than that, that's about all he brings to the table. And Merat you can take or leave. The Shadow is a massive ham. The Black Guardian is a massive ham.
Mm-hmm.
But he's at least in limited doses.
Right.
So yeah, it's not the best story. It's not the worst. It's just in the middle. And after what we had last week, I will take in the middle all day.
Wait, what did we have last week?
I don't know. It fell into the memory hole,
we had
remember?
All I
we had
remember
nothing,
is the
Frez.
big
Frez, take your pills. We had nothing last week. It's fine.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
fine. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, honey. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you on this. I mean, I picked it at random, and it's perfect for that, because there are better things I could have rolled, but there are way worse things I could have rolled. So it's a perfectly serviceable Tom Baker adventure. Not the best, not the worst, but there are things to like about it. As you say, there's the character of the Marshal is pretty great. Drax is a hoot. I like some of the stuff with K9. The Shadow's a giant ham, and the overall plot is interesting. And for 6 parts, it does move along fairly fast. There's some padding, but the padding is an obvious time loop. So it's like, okay, fine. That's at least way more novel than getting locked up in a jail cell for an episode or something. So, yeah, it gets a general thumbs up. It's okay. It's fine. Kat?
Yeah, honestly, I agree. Obviously, I really, really love K9, so that's major points in my book. Drax was fun. The general idea of most of the characters were fun. And I have to agree with everything else that you guys said. And actually, something I noticed on the previous video is on the randomizer page, they actually had a quote from the Armageddon Factor, so it predicted what we were going to get.
Hot goddamn.
My God, it was fate.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I do believe that this week it is Rainiac's turn.
Speaking of fate, what does fate have in store for us next
Okay,
time?
so my previous picks, there's been a bit of a pattern to them. They've all been stories that I know of. I have seen before.
Oh.
And we've had,
Oh.
it's fair to say, middling results. Varied results with
You
them.
knocked it out of the park last time, though, so you were
Yeah, well, let's change it up a bit and let's do a story I've never seen before.
This can go one of two ways.
So I go
What
into
do you got?
the dark as much as you are. So next time on Doctor Who Reviews, William Hartnell stars in The Web Planet.
Oh shit! Oh.
I just have one question for Frez. Are there any spiders involved?
I don't think there are spiders per se.
Okay, then I'll be fine.
Okay, is that a good O shit or a bad O shit?
If I saw the correct screenshots, I know exactly what he's laughing about.
Hey, Keg, hey.
Is there problematic stuff in it?
You're gonna get him in the chat. Viewers to help you. No,
If I remember correctly-
no.
If I remember correctly, it's like if a middle school play decided to put on A Bug's Life.
I just love the reaction I got, so you know what? We're doing it.
Just. Okay, viewers at home, you're seeing this. This is the one you gotta use. Brainiac, you pick this. You pick that.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Middle school play of A Bug's Life.
I mean, it is nearly Halloween, so I am absolutely fine with this.
You picked the closest goddamn thing to Underwater Menace you possibly could.
I am fine with this.
Oh fuck! We're gonna. You know, it's funny. I watched this for the first time myself only like a month or so ago. Well, not quite a month or so ago. I don't know how long it was. A month and a half ago, maybe.
Well,
so.
good. You'll be able to go into it with your memory relatively fresh. Well, me and Kat went, what the hell we've got ourselves into.
Oh, I know because I've already seen the images from that. I've never seen the whole series.
Oh my god! I can't believe. That's the last thing I expected from you. Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
God.
be good, thankful because I nearly picked a William Hartnell story I had seen.
Oh, what one would you have picked?
I'm not going to say because it might come up in the future.
I'm sorry. I just keep looking at images from Web Planet and it's cracking me up.
I can tell you what it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been the one with the monoids.
Oh fuck! No!
Fuck that design.
No.
So,
Here's a fun fact, viewers. Here's a fun fact. I have been going through every Doctor Who story from the 60s I've yet to see. So in a month or so, I will be able to say I've seen every Doctor Who story made at least once. And I am currently held into a 1-2 punch that was the Ark and the Celestial Toymaker. I want to fucking strangle something. Why did they do this?
as long as it's not me.
Not you. This is fine. This is going to melt your fucking brains. The story.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so let's give those special shout-outs.
Yeah, so happy birthday to our friend Christina, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yay. I didn't know that you made friends with her. But, yeah.
Well, she has talked to me on Twitter, so I suppose we're acquaintances, but
they're a real sweetheart.
she tried really hard to push our poll to to full circle, and she didn't quite manage it, but it was a good effort.
They're a really good pal of mine. I love them.
Yeah,
so
they're good people.
Thank you, Christina. We might do a Peter Davison episode sometime. That's her favorite Doctor.
Well, we've done a few, but we'll do another one. But yeah. So all that remains to say that we can be found on Twitter at ReviewsDoctor. I'm at Rainiac Domaniac, Cat at Concave Usurper, and FreezingInferno is at FreezingInferno.
Surprising, I know.
Our dear Principal Skinner, Principal Seymour Skinner.
and also your reminder, if you didn't hear the title, Krista McTeer's new book, Back to the 11th Hour. Link in the description.
Now available in most good bookshops and most of the internet.
And I don't know if there's a physical copy, but you can get it on Kindle.
No, by all good bookshops, I mean the internet. Our email address, goexterminateyourself@gmail.com, is still open for business and still has a single message yet, so please do something change that.
For the love of God, somebody email us.
And all that remains is to thank...
Not you, Mike. You've already emailed us, so you could stop now.
All that remains is to thank Fresno and Kat for joining me to talk about the Armageddon Factor. It was a fun time, if not the best. And join us next week when Fresno's mind explodes and we watch The Web Planet.
Oh, fuck! See, I've already seen it.
We're all gonna explode.
Listen. I'm gonna make a claim before we leave. A teaser for next time. I'm gonna make the bold claim. This out-gonzos the underwater menace.
Oh my god!
What have I wrought upon the universe?
Find out next time on Doctor Who Reviews.
And until then, bye-bye.
And I will be right back.
Get your ass back to the call.